What's new in Washington this week? Hello, I'm Brian Kelly, editor of U.S. News, with a look inside our new digital magazine. The president wrapped up his trip overseas with an unscheduled stop in Iraq during one of the bloodiest weeks of the year there. Obama told U.S. troops and Iraqi officials that it's time to phase out America's combat role. Hours before the president arrived, a car bomb exploded in Baghdad, killing 9 people. In an act of defiance, North Korea's latest rocket launch drew a swift but rather cautious reaction from the Obama administration. U.S. officials said the act is a clear violation of UN restrictions and called for United Nations Security Council action. Senior writer Tom Olmstead is following the situation in Pyongyang.
While the North claims it successfully shot an experimental communications satellite into orbit, it appears the payload, whatever it was, fell into the Pacific Ocean. That apparent failure aside, there's concern that one day Pyongyang might be able to learn from its mistakes and equip this type of long-range rocket with a nuclear warhead.
Back in the trenches of Capitol Hill politics this week, we profiled the number 2 Republican in the House of Representatives. Congressman Eric Cantor of Virginia was elected to the GOP leadership post late last year, signifying a meteoric rise for someone who only entered Congress in 2001. That sure is an impressive resume. Finally, we want to send out a hearty happy birthday to C-SPAN, and who better to do the honors than our own Washington Whispers editor, Paul Bedard.
I just finished talking with Brian Lamb, who 30 years ago founded the great C-SPAN. What an institution. It started with getting the House and Senate to let them have cameras in the chamber, and now C-SPAN covers most major events in Washington and politics from around the nation. So I asked Brian what he thought about maybe moving on after 30 years. Oh, and he just stopped me cold. I do enjoy it, he tells me. I'm in good health, and I still have all the energy I ever had, he said.
Paul also has the inside scoop on the Hollywood bigwigs behind a new documentary chronicling Barack Obama's rise from the U.S. Senate to the President of the United States. So go to usnews.com/subscribe and download the latest U.S. News Weekly digital magazine. See you next week.